great to see so many people here that care about the club. I think this all came about because myself and other people had a serious concern about where the club was heading. I knew from, obviously what I've seen John do down at Timperley at Manor Farm, the great work he's done in terms of saving the club £200,000 in terms of dilapidation at Manor Farm, all the way to goodie bags at the front door here. My own child has even enjoyed. So I know what people are doing in terms of Help the Hatters. I know that the co-op haven't been at their AGM. Their objective is to, if you like, to help in volunteer activities and also perhaps to raise money to buy shares in the company, obviously so that they can have a voice. I know that Yellow Board plays a huge role in terms of connecting fans, also sharing information and perhaps finding out a little bit about more what's gone on in the background. All three parties, I think, want to know more, want to do more and want to play a part in the club's future. On the back of that, we decided we'd come together as a group to see if we could do more for the club. And given that the club was at a situation where it seemed that the owners of the club were losing interest in owning it, there seemed to be a lack of leadership at executive level and at operational level, with people being moved away from the club. So we decided that we'd like to play a part in terms of having the fans representative at the club, perhaps a volunteer movement behind that to help improve the income of the club and save some cost. But on top of that, we also had a serious concern that the club may well be, if you like, heading towards a massive trading loss for this season. Serious cash flow issues coming up. There was failed bids in the spring, there's been failed bid recently, and we felt that the club was perhaps got to a stage where it was unsellable in many ways because of the trading loss and the situation it was finding itself in. So part of our brief for me and John was, over the course of a week, was to do some diligent work on behalf of the group to see if we could put a proposal to the shareholders last Sunday. And we did a little bit of work, John, didn't we? Some fantastic meetings, some tremendous goodwill out there, not just within the town and amongst fans, but also in the wider football community. And we were delighted that after 2 meetings we were able to, as a group, to actually put a proposal to the shareholders last Sunday, which I think they see as credible, they see as honest, and a genuine attempt from our behalf to help the club. Now the proposal had 2 parts, if you like: the offer to buy the club, but we don't particularly want to own the club. We only want to own the club if nobody else wants to own it. We only want to manage it and run it if nobody else wants to manage it and run it. We're not sure whether them questions are going to be answered, but we certainly know from ourselves that if we're prepared to own it, we're prepared to run it, and we're prepared to manage it, and on that basis we needed to put a proposal to the board and the shareholders. I think we did that. There's 3 major elements in it. One was that we secured £200,000 in funding. It was important that we had the right professional people, if you like, to manage the football club, and we also had a very strong goodwill amongst the fans in terms of donations which help support the club, volunteer activities that would certainly help turn the club around, and, if you like, make the club a more enjoyable place for us to be involved in. We put that proposal in on Sunday. It was well received, and there was a follow-up meeting on the Monday. I think the major problem that the current shareholders have is that they're also considering offers from other people, and these process, if you like, these negotiations are ongoing with all parties, as the club has made everybody aware of yesterday in their press release. From our point of view, we're looking forward to having further meetings with the club. I don't think our dialogue with them will be anything to do with ownership. I think it's more about how we can have a stronger representation for the fans at board level, perhaps how we can play a part in managing the club. We've even offered the opportunity perhaps that, as a group, with the professionals that we've got and the goodwill of the people, the volunteers, that we could perhaps even run the club for them, perhaps under a service agreement or a management contract where, if we deliver on what we say we can deliver, that the club then, out of respect for what we've done, will perhaps provide the club, the fans, if you like, with a shareholding in the company and a stake in the club's future. That's where we're at the moment, and those talks will continue next week, and obviously we'll look forward to giving you an update. But in conclusion, for what we tried to achieve and where we've got to, we're just well-meaning fans who want to play a part in helping the club. if the club need anything from us, then we're willing to offer it. We are conscious that we want to protect that goodwill and people's money. We don't need to go in the black hole. But we are here if the club do want us to be involved in the run of it, the managing of it, or just to use, if they like to involve us in volunteer activities and play a bigger part of the club. That's where we're at the moment, and those talks will be ongoing. Thanks very much.